What's up, alexy1 here playing Volklingen. Sounds a bit German. Doesn't have a name. At least published. So we tried to play 1c4. Let's see what we can do. I don't know a lot about this, but I know some ideas. Well, now I'm out of book. So I guess I'll do something stranger and go b3. Take. Obviously I have to take, because otherwise this pawn on c4 would be weak. We don't want that, so okay. Let's see, and knight f3 seems reasonable. Because if it goes e4, we can go either knight d4 or knight e5. I'm not sure which is better. But there's no imminent threat. He could go d4 actually, because that would threaten e4. Somewhat, I don't know. Okay, so I guess I'll go to d4 here. If he takes, well, fine. If he doesn't, well, also fine. We could always try and attack the center with d3. So that's nice. Castle, I guess. And our next plan would be d3. If he takes, we're gonna take with the queen, because otherwise this pawn is pretty bad. I have to take, because otherwise e3 is coming. Let's see. Knight c3 actually seems kind of reasonable. He might actually be able to play bishop a3 here, because we couldn't take due to some tricks on e2 eventually. So if he goes bishop a3, I said knight a3, didn't I? He could go bishop a3. I don't know what I'm supposed to do then. Oh, we'll see in the aftermath. So if we take, bishop e5 is coming, yeah. But we can also take an e4. Yeah, because if he takes in between on e2, we can just take back. And then have some pressure along the d file, I guess. I mean, it's better than taking on d4 and allowing bishop e3, bishop e5. Yeah, rook d1. We could actually take on e4 here, no? But then the ending is, I guess, equalish. So let's do that. I guess he's gonna take. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're a bit worse here, but it's nothing that special. This bishop is quite annoying and our king is not really safe, but we could go f3 here actually. If rook e2, then just rook d2. Let's try and work our way out, because, well, he's got kind of a bind here. h4 maybe? Yeah, I wanted to take and play rook d2 and not allow rook e3. If I were to play bishop e3 immediately, then rook e3 would be annoying. I mean, this ending should be a draw, but, well, now we have some. It's not a clear-cut draw now, so that's good for us, because we don't want to draw, we want to win. Let's see. I guess e3 might be a bit better. If rook e1, then I can even go rook e2 maybe. I don't know. I guess I can. But now he's got some weak pawns here. I guess we can win one maybe. Let's take it. D4 might be a bit better. I usually want to stay as active as possible, so it's quite interesting this ending. I'm gonna flag him clear. Oh, I'm not taking that. Yeah, I was gonna flag him anyways. We were up on time by quite a large margin. But I guess the ending might be a bit better for us. Well, no, for sure, but I mean, we'll see. So this c4 is actually a somewhat reverse Sicilian, and I don't play the Sicilian, so I don't know really a lot about it, but I do know some some ideas. This b3 is probably not the best. I don't know in an objective sense what is the best move. Maybe d4 here, although that kinda seems unlogical somewhat, because you went 1c4 and now I don't know. Knight c3 seems, or knight f3 seems more. I don't know. It feels like it's the normal move, but if knight f3, then e4 is somewhat annoying. I have a feeling I've seen something like this. And bishop somewhere. It kind of resembles an alapin in the Sicilian. I'll just show that, like so. This is kind of the same, but in reverse. I don't know. I'm probably babbling a bit. Bishop g2. Well, normally d5 I play with black in this position, and this is actually a pretty fun line. This is pretty cool. I mean, I like this. Black should play knight b6 here. If bishop e7 here, then d4, I believe. Am I mistaken? The engine likes bishop takes e5 actually. I don't know. c6 and b3. I just wanted to do something strange, which it was. I have to take, because otherwise c4 is getting weak. So bishop e2, knight c6, knight f3. If d4, I was actually kind of worried about this. I wasn't sure what to do here, because I don't really want to play e3, because this knight doesn't really have a future yet, and I guess it has to go to d2, but if I go e3, then that's kind of a hard thing to do. And also e3 allows sometimes something to happen like d3 here. e4, d3, I don't know. It feels a bit odd. It seems to work though. But castle and then e4, and what happens? Just knight e1. Yeah, okay, that makes some sense. The idea here is that these two pawns, albeit annoying, they are weak as well. And yeah, you could kinda easily attack them with white. Although I don't really see yet how, but I guess d3 is an idea here. Because if I were to do something like bishop e7, d3, and now black is put to the test. If he opens up this d file, then this pawn is definitely very weak. Queen takes, for instance, and then just knight f3 and knight a3, c2, or b5, and bishop takes c6 is also in the air. I mean, he's gonna lose the d pawn. And if he doesn't take, then what else? e3 kind of seems weak as well. Although, I don't know, this is somewhat... It feels a bit messy, somewhat. I don't know. It is a weak pawn though. Anyways, he went e4 instead of the d4, e4. And we went knight d4. Bishop d6, castle. And all of a sudden we're fine again. d3 here is the right idea. Just attacking the center, because at this point in the game, black is dominating in the center. He's got more space. His pieces are more active. But these pawns in the center are also a weakness. For instance, if we can exploit it like this, this d pawn is a bit... well, it's hard to defend for him. It's not losing yet, of course, but I mean, he has to watch out now. And also, if we've traded these pawns, then our knight can go to c3. We can just easily develop, and it's all good. Yeah, I was kind of afraid of e3 here, actually. If we were to take, then probably knight g4 is a bit annoying. These types of ideas are pretty well known. For instance, if we go queen c1, just avoid it, because e4, then just knight e3 and winning an exchange. So we have to defend the pawn. The engines come up with rook f3. I think queen c1 is also an idea, but it is kind of messy. If rook e8, I don't know. I guess it should work for white. E4. Oh, we're gonna take on D5. Okay. Yeah, that kind of sums it up. Because of if we take here, then bishop takes F7. That's kind of the point. Okay, so that makes some difference. Seems like black has something here. Knight takes H2. How does the engine... At first the engine was a -1 and now it's all of a sudden +1. Check. This is quite an interesting position though. Oh, I thought bishop takes... Oh, no, not there. And white can still save himself with rook takes G3. Well, this is a nonsense position. I don't know. E3 though really was an interesting alternative. I don't know what I was gonna do. I guess F3 actually, because I just want to keep the knight out of G4. But instead he played rook E8, somewhat preparing E3, so to speak. So we have to take, also opening up the D file and just freeing our position for our pieces. And now knight C3. Yeah, and I saw that, and that was kind of an issue. If I were to take, which I guess is bad, he can take on C3. And if we go like queen D2, then he can take on D4. And I can't take either knight due to knight E2 check, and then I would lose a queen. So this would be terrible. Fortunately for us, we still have this, but still here we're losing a pawn. And now we're just a pawn down, although we have the bishop pair. So we do have some compensation, but this isn't ideal. So if bishop A3, I probably have to take on C6 and then play something like queen C2. Although bishop F5 in such a position, nah, it doesn't work due to the fact that A3 is hanging. It feels like the logical way to continue here, but yeah, I mean, you want to play queen C1 in such a position or queen C2, but then D4 is hanging, so first you have to take. But that kind of solves all black's problems. So bishop A3 is definitely a good move. Instead he didn't go for that and he took on D4, which is fine, because at first I wanted to take with the queen, threaten queen takes G7 somewhere, but bishop E5 is pretty annoying. We can't take here. Well, no, I guess we can't. Yeah, rook B1 though. The bishop has to go somewhere and then knight C7 is coming. If he wants to defend it with bishop E5, then we can take this knight, so... This is actually somewhat playable still. Ah, yes, knight takes C3, which is better. Because if we take now on D8, he can take back, and he's just a piece up. So yeah, fortunately for us, we have knight takes E4 in between. And he took the pawn, but now we have some clear counterplay. This D file is definitely of importance here. We're somewhat threatening bishop A3, not bishop B3, bishop A3. So queen E7 is a logical move, and at first I wanted to go queen H5 here, yeah, to go to D5 actually, and also just threaten some stuff. It feels kind of because we're threatening bishop takes E4 now as well. Rook E1. I mean, it's a pretty logical move, but then I just saw this, which I guess draws, but queen H5 was, I guess, more ambitious. I just wanted to win the pawn back. So we're threatening rook D8 now here. And this ending is really not that interesting. Bishop A3 to go to B4. Because if bishop C3, then there might be some rook E3, which kind of sucks. So. And now we just have the plan of trading rooks and be happy. If he were to take here, this would probably end in a draw. Opposite colored bishops and nothing special here, so. But he tried to play on, which is fine. And now he makes a kind of strange move. I think this A5 is a bit weird, because he he makes both the pawns vulnerable. At the moment I can't even attack a7 due to the fact that d7 is defended by the bishop on h3. So he's not really in some danger as of yet, but after a5 and bishop c3, this pawn is weak due to rook d6, and this pawn is therefore also weak, so I don't really like that move. And this is just a blunder. He has to move his bishop somewhere, but not somewhere where I can take it. Bishop h1 might be the best square actually, because if bishop f3 then we have king e3, which is also pretty annoying for him. So bishop h1, which makes, well, some sense I guess, but I was gonna take here and he was gonna take there, and now we're a pawn up, but it's a race, it's a pawn race, and it should probably still end in a draw, honestly. Am I even a pawn up? I'm not even a pawn up there, so yeah, it should definitely end in a draw then. Either way, he gave a bishop with 16 seconds to spare, and we took it and won. So it was kind of an interesting game. The opening and middle game more so than the ending. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.